You can't draw. Even if you want to, you've sat it down and you just can't. It's your purpose and your passion, and perhaps you really want to, but you feel stuck. Come here, it's okay. I will help you fix that today. Let's get rid of art block together. First, we need to check your health. There's a slight chance that this is actually not art block, but you are just not physically or mentally fit to draw today. Have you slept right? The whole 9 hours? Have you eaten right, and are you just an all-around fit individual? If not, sometimes it's just your physical limitations. I hate to break it to you, but you aren't going to be creating masterpieces after a 10-hour work shift, 4 hours of sleep, and a shitty diet consisting of like fucking ramen noodles. There are some exceptions, but that doesn't happen often. In these situations, you must bite the bullet and rest, because otherwise you'll just get burnt out and angry at yourself. It will help you if you imagine yourself as an athlete before you draw. Are you ready for today's training session? Are you fit? If so, we can go on. Then you also need to be mentally fit for today's art session. The only hard requirement there is the ability to focus. You must have the patience to sit down with the drawing and give it your full attention. And this can also be a problem when you have a non-art related job that is very intellectually demanding and takes up your most productive hours of the day. Studies show that humans can focus well for only 1 to 3 hours max daily. If you use up all your mental energy at work, you're just not gonna have the bandwidth to draw quality art when you come home. There is no shame in strategically resting or waiting for weekends or days when you know you will be able to focus. You also must have a attention span in check, because a low attention span can prevent you from focusing almost completely on anything, let alone art. If you have attention span issues, check the description, I will leave some resources there. You got that? You healthy and you focused? The problem lies somewhere else then. Something unrelated to drawing might be bothering you. These bothersome outside factors can differ from academic stress, family affairs and financial problems, to the more insidious things like our own self-doubts and weird feelings artists are often shrouded in. The worst part are usually the self-beliefs and doubts we have about our art. They are tricky because, unlike school or family, in our mind, they are associated with art. Thus, when we sit down to draw, they just kinda show up like these annoying, unwelcome guests. For example, you think your art is bad because you've been comparing yourself to someone out of your league, or your family does not want you to be an artist. You sit down to draw, your normal problems usually disappear, and these annoying thoughts kinda just show up. Because they show up so often when you do art, you associate them with art and you expect them to show up. The good news is that these bad thoughts don't have that much to do with art either. We just think they do. We just associate them with it. Drawing is a process almost entirely run by the subconscious and muscle memory. It's in the hand and like the dreams of the master. Just observe yourself when you draw. You are not thinking consciously about every line or stroke. Drawing is mostly an easy and joyful process. It doesn't expend much calories when you draw. It's not strenuous, crazy work. The problem is when we associate bad feelings with drawing because of hurtful stuff that happened. The hard part of being an artist is actually not drawing. It's everything else, from social pressures to business and financial pressures, imposter syndrome, and like the goofy self-imposed torture. The key to defeating this type of art block is severing the association of bad feelings and art. These are the actionable steps to do that. You can start with practicing gratitude. Basically, you grab a journal or a piece of paper and you write down the things you are grateful for when it comes to art. For me, it's stuff like I have healthy eyes and hands, so I'm grateful I can create art. Drawing has taught me discipline. My art style is unique. I'm good at anatomy. I've been doing this for years and it's become a part of my identity. It's fun and more. I could go on. I'm really grateful for this. It's a cool journey to be on. You might already start to feel better after this one. You can even stick this little paper that reminds you of how grateful you are for drawing on a wall as like a small reminder. When you do this regularly, even every day if you want to, you will start to associate drawing with more positive stuff in your mind and you will basically condition yourself out of art block. The second one is a mindset shift that is applied directly when you are drawing. When the bad thoughts come, when you start to feel bad, you must acknowledge the bad thoughts, but you cannot entertain them and dwell on them. Like when they show up, when you start to doubt yourself, just say okay and get back to drawing. You don't have to engage the bad thought. It's a similar vibe to meditation. When you meditate, you usually focus on your breath or a candle flame, and when a thought pops up, you acknowledge it and let it pass, let it go on. You don't engage it because you want to get back to being focused as fast as possible. You do this because you basically don't want to allow the bad thoughts to flourish in your mind and to get associated with art. When you engage them, this will happen. You get distracted from drawing. We discussed how important focus is earlier, so that's already bad. You start to feel bad, which prevents you from correctly engaging in drawing. And when it happens regularly, you start to associate bad feelings with drawing. These three things eventually lead to art block, and that's probably where you are right now. But if you apply those two little habits that I talked about, your art block will slowly disappear. To be real with you, it might take, 5 days to 3 weeks or a month. It really depends on how good is your mental health and on how bad is your little art block situation. But let's say you are healthy and positive. Nothing is bothering you. You have a different type of art block. You just don't know what to draw. First, we need to do a little warm-up. Pause this video and draw 5 cubes and 3 abstract shapes. This will allow you to ease into the drawing process. Some ideas might even start to pop up. Done? Still nothing? In that case, I advise you to go on Google or Pinterest and look up 5 of your dream images. Put them into a folder on your PC. Pick out 5 examples of the art that you think is almost godly and you would wish to draw so bad. Maybe it's even from an artist you like. You must pick just 5, not more, because picking more images will leave you lost and overwhelmed. This usually happens when you are looking for inspiration online. The notorious "I'm on Pinterest and I can't find a reference" feeling. Everyone usually has a art style or a piece of art that's just kinda stuck in your head and you want to draw it for years or something similar to it. I'm talking about this kind of stuff, and I'm sure something has already popped in your mind. Then, every time you have this feeling like you don't know what to draw, just open up the folder and look at your 5 dream images. I don't know, this helps me. It usually gives me direction straight away. Or you can go another route and rework some of your old drawings. I get it, sometimes you feel devoid of ideas, but your old stuff and your dream images are always there, and it's up to you to use them as a little stepping stone to get you further in your artistic journey. I also recommend going out for live drawing sessions and looking into nature and the human body for ideas. To be honest, these are the most powerful and refreshing things I pull inspiration from for my art. But let's say it's another type of art block. You are healthy, focused, positive, and fired up with a clear idea of what you want to draw today. You don't even feel tired or anything, but you are just kind of lazy and you want to avoid sitting down and drawing. It's no shame admitting that sometimes we are all kinda lazy. And when I catch myself having lazy tendencies, I like to ask myself a little question. Would I regret not making art today, and why? When you're starting with this practice, you should also grab a piece of paper and write it down. Answer honestly and truthfully. There is a big chance you would regret not making art today. I do this because regret is one of the most painful feelings known to man, or at least to me, and if you realize ahead of time that you're probably going to regret something, you will naturally take the necessary steps to avoid the pain of regret. If you know you are going to regret not drawing, you will draw today. Almost every time, the need to live without regrets is stronger than any kind of laziness or sloth can be. Sometimes you have to give yourself a little reminder, you know. Every one of these causes of art block has happened to me at least once or even multiple times in my life, and these are the solutions I managed to come up with. Damn bruh, you could also like and subscribe. You have my gratitude for watching this all the way through. Please implement the advice, do it for art, especially when you don't feel like it.